Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Tempcast Christmas special. Today, I'm joined by executive producer Chari.
Yo.
Yo ho ho to you as well. And regular Tempcast member Steven.
Ho ho ho.
And also Alexander.
Hey guys, hold on. Sorry. Hey, sorry. I just got back from taking a Gigaleak. Do you guys want to talk about that?
About your Gigaleak? What?
Gigaleak?
Jesus.
I took a Gigaleak. What?
God,
Listen, Eric, what you do in the privacy of your toilet is just between you and your thing. So we're not discussing this on a professional podcast. Now, let's just get back to our topic list. Starting off, Nintendo Gigaleak. It continues. Last Gigaleak was back in the summer, I think, in July or June sometime.
October.
Yes, indeed. October. Wow, time flies really strangely during the COVID thing. So we have a new Gigaleak with a lot of stuff, ranging from a Switch SDK to Nintendo basically hiring ninjas to stalk people. There's a lot to talk about here.
Well, fortunately, nothing in this folder provided is bad stuff. So already we're off to a good start.
All right.
Thank God.
It must be after Nintendo, they got found out by all those conspiracy theorists. They knew they couldn't pull their same trick again.
Can't plant it a fourth time.
No.
So there is a really weird treasure trove. Like, previously we've gotten, like, beta ROMs and source codes and all sorts of stuff. This time we have, like, PowerPoint documents and quote-unquote official files done by Nintendo employees, ranging from figuring out the name of the Switch all the way back in 2014, or prototypes of the Switch that look suspiciously like that really weird leak that everyone saw on 4chan and laughed that it was fake, except for now it was real the whole time, and all sorts of crazy stuff about how Nintendo wanted to stalk hackers and force them to comply.
Yeah, so how about we start with the, chronologically speaking, the 3DS supposed successor, Nintendo's unreleased handheld console that they were developing. Now, if indeed, like 3-5 years ago, there was this quote-unquote leak on Twitter where it looked basically like an oval-shaped piece of glass with two joysticks on it. It was supposed to be like a screen with just two joysticks, and it looked very uncomfortable. There were photos of this device posted, which then turned out to be 3D printed. I still remember watching that GBAtemp thread about it. That was a long time ago, man. But yeah, that was supposedly a mock-up of a patent that was filled by Nintendo. Now, concerning the legitimacy of that patent, I don't remember if it was real or not, but from these unreleased leaked documents, judging by the concept art, which I don't think we can show even, it looks almost exactly like that fake 3D printed mock-up, only it's more square, more rectangular on the sides, so it's supposedly easier to grip, which makes sense. And from what I'm reading, this console was supposed to have an AT Ericsson CPU on it. So basically a custom chip by Ericsson, who at that time I think was a cell phone company. So that's interesting. It was targeting 480p gaming, so not even 720p. And this is around 2015 at the time. Supposedly it was backwards compatible with the 3DS, and it supported like 3D. It had a 3D screen, glasses free 3D. I don't know. I think this is a fake because it sounds so weird. Because first of all, how do you play anything on this thing? It has just two joysticks.
Well, first of all, how do you have backwards compatibility with 3DS games that are usually top-bottom styled with the thing that's widescreen and not even fully square like the two DS screens? It's curved, games would get cut off, it wouldn't be top and bottom perspective. That doesn't feel like something Nintendo would do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's weird, but at the same time, that's what I'd expect Nintendo to do if you think about it. I mean, these weren't good times for Nintendo. This was during the era of the Wii U, and they were basically staying afloat only thanks to the 3DS. And so it would make sense to make like a 3DS successor, and you can have that entire library on the next system. And also, an interesting fact, this system was supposed to support Miracast. And Miracast is this, basically all Android phones have it, I think. It's this kind of screencasting technology that allows you to stream from your phone to any like TV that supports it wirelessly. So basically stream content to your television, which is not something that the Switch even can do. It has like a hardware connection because of latency issues. Miracast isn't really that good with latency. So that's an interesting concept that Nintendo was looking into. But then again, 480p on large 4K screen, I don't see that as an enjoyable experience at all.
Well, one thing about the Switch being hardwired as opposed to doing the screencasting is the fact that you can attach your Switch to way more TVs because, you know, the TV has to support mirroring from Android. So like if you have a smart TV, you can do it. But if you have just like an older, 1080p TV from like 2014, you're kind of out of luck. So they sort of had to, aside from just the latency issues, just have your Switch connected via HDMI just so that it could be supported on more TVs. The thing about this sort of concept was most of the information came from the patent that they allegedly filed, right?
Yeah. However, these images that we're seeing, they're from the leak. They're not from the patent.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that a lot of things that do get patented often are just wild concepts that they just want to make sure is theirs so that nobody else can take it, even if it ultimately doesn't come out to be anything. So even though this concept looks kind of ridiculous to us, especially the leaks where it's like, it's just a really ugly console. I don't think that there was ever really a possibility that this would be the final product.
Yeah, and I'm glad it wasn't the final product because this just looks straight up awful. Like, just like everyone said back in 2015 when this was the big topic of the day. It looks horrible. It looks like your hands would cover most of the screen.
Yep.
480p is way too low res. It's just a mess. What buttons would you even use? Considering where the joysticks are in the system, there's no real place that would be comfortable to have buttons to press, like even virtual or whatever touchpad buttons.
Yeah, and also an interesting fact that this thing has some features that even the final Switch, I guess you could call it, doesn't have, which is the ability to have, video and voice conferencing calls on it, which is something you can't even do on a Switch. Like, for example, with Splatoon, you have to, I think, download an app on your phone and use it at the same time, and you just talk through your phone with other players.
And at that point, everyone's just using Discord.
Yeah, exactly. But this supposedly had a built-in function, which even the Switch doesn't have. It also supposedly had only 1 gigabyte of RAM, so this would have been a colossal failure for Nintendo. I don't see, because the Switch, it basically saved them, because who would develop for this thing? Nobody. Absolutely.
Yeah, you'd be much better off just using your Android phone and connecting a controller to it and beaming it to your TV than using this thing for really anything. Because, despite the fact that a lot of Android games are garbage, I feel like at least they're more than 480p.
Yeah.
Streamed to a 4K TV.
Yeah. There's more stuff about 3DS development. There's images of a proto 3DS cartridge. There's images of a gyro testing unit. Now, these things, they seem legitimate to me. Like that gyro testing unit, the image that's on Twitter, that looks real. However, this and a couple of other things we're going to be discussing in this Gigaleak, they don't seem that legitimate to me. And I think, Chari, you had an interesting theory about this.
Okay, so when you looked at the files, one of the documents was edited by a Jason Allen, which was the Belgian Waffle file specifically, which already Operation Belgian Waffle seems a little hilarious, like a little too weird, but we'll let that slide. Maybe Nintendo or their private investigator was being a little coy. But the further you go into looking into this Jason Allen, whoever this Jason Allen is, he alleges that he works for Nintendo, and he contacts fan creators, ROM hackers, YouTubers saying, this violates Nintendo's copyright. You better take this down right now. But no one can find out who this Jason Allen is. And anything that relates to him is a fake website. A real Jason Allen did work at Nintendo of America, but stopped in 2008.
Yeah.
These leaks are from like the 2013-2015 era, so that doesn't match up either.
This is new stuff we're discussing right now on the Tempcast. You haven't heard of this anywhere else on GBAtemp. This is exclusive stuff, just so you know.
100% new breaking news.
Yeah. As it's supposed to be. Because that's what our podcast is for, breaking news.
Oh yeah, we're not allowed to recap things that have already been discussed. We won't never do that again. We apologize if we've ever towed the line of saying stuff that people already knew. That is 100% Steven's fault, but we've forgiven him. Yeah, I gave him a giga swirly earlier, so I think we're good.
Is that why he's barely talked?
Someone on the site already said that we shouldn't talk about things that have already been talked about, so you guys are kind of going back on your word by talking about this. Just saying.
Well, then we got nothing to talk about. That's the end of the podcast.
You know what? Just because you mentioned that, I'm going to give you another swirly after this podcast is over. So just be aware.
All right. So the next topic is, what's it called? Project Blue Waffle.
It's my favorite. I love when that happens.
So in this Operation Belgian Waffle thing, it happened apparently in August of 2013. What Nintendo was doing was they found that this guy, Nymod, who used to be part of the 3DS hacking scene, or just the hacking scene in general, they decided, this guy's a threat. We're gonna hire a private investigator and stalk every little bit of his daily activities for like a week.
Yeah.
And then hire him lest we threaten him with legal action. So Nintendo hired this dude who reported on this poor guy saying, like, Nymod has left his house alone. Nymod does not appear to have any friends. Nymod only leaves the house for minor things, lives with his parents.
Sounds familiar.
So either Nintendo is cruel and savage, just beating down on this poor hacker, or some guy has completely faked this and just wanted a chance to clown on Nymod.
I'm looking at the PowerPoint presentation, not the one that we have access to, but one that's posted on Smealem's Twitter. There's two images he posted where he is mentioned. First one is a title page of this presentation. I know I haven't found this one yet, and it's all in Japanese anyways. And the second image is the second slide, which is like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like you got arrows from Smealem going to Nintendo headquarters, and then there's an NDA, an agreement between Nymod and the Nintendo building, and Yellow's 8. Who's Yellow's 8? Is he some kind of hacker as well?
He has a tracker for the 3DS and Switch updates. I think he also was involved with the homebrew channel for the 3DS.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember now.
He worked with Nymod on some projects, didn't he? I'm pretty sure.
Why isn't the guy with the tracker for Nymod on this PowerPoint the guy that was tracking him?
Wait, I posted the image in the Discord so you get some context. And also, my favorite part is there's a question mark near Sky 3DS in this slide. Like, this just shows how old this presentation is. Back when Sky 3DS was relevant, back when that was a legitimate danger to Nintendo.
I especially love some of the slides from the Belgian Waffle presentation that say, team assembled in strategy room in Belgium. We have scripted and rehearsed front door dialogue and discussed potential outcomes and reaction to dialogue.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So here we go. Jason Allen was NOA's AP, which I assume is anti-piracy, like their team for that?
Maybe.
So is Jason Allen real? Is he real, or is he all a lie? That is the true question of this document.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm on slide number 5, and it says that Jason Allen coordinated IRC and quote-unquote scene monitoring efforts with investigators and vendors. So, Jason Allen might have been on the GBAtemp IRC asking for hacks.
Oh, snap.
Interesting. Now, it's been practically confirmed that anti-piracy agents from Nintendo have been browsing GBAtemp. That's basically confirmed. And I think somewhere in this leak, you could see that somebody had a GBAtemp tab open on their PC. I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere.
Do you think one of Nintendo's AP team is legally obligated to listen to every episode of the podcast in case we break news on homebrew hacking details? Hello, Mr. Nintendo. It's very nice to talk to you.
Jason Allen, listen, hit me up on GBAtemp, write me a private message, we'll get you on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be anonymous, nobody knowing it will be you. We'll just say you're Steven with a cold. You know, let's discuss this.
So wait, but he wouldn't be able to discuss anything if he was pretending to be me.
We'll just pretend that Steven got some insider info and just accept it.
Okay, all right.
Hey guys, what's that really suspicious black van outside my window? I don't like it.
I feel like it's a great time to give that legal disclaimer that we always give, that GBAtemp is not a ROM site. If you go on asking for ROMs or wares of any sort, you will be in big trouble. Alan John will beat you over the head with a bat. So don't do that on the site, on any IRC, on any Discord, any of that. So we don't tolerate that stuff here. So back to the show.
Yeah, we're not a ROM site, game FAQs. Get it through your heads.
Exactly.
Stop deleting links to our site.
Yeah, well, GameFAQs just sucks. I mean, they just don't want competition. They don't want people going to the better gaming forum. Let's be honest. I mean, GameFAQs.
Yeah, true.
Come on. Last time I was on GameFAQs, I was looking through an Oka Meiden guide. I mean, come on. GameFAQs. Get real.
That was a really good game.
So, Eric, since you're our resident legal whatever, can you please... Here's my question. What Nintendo is supposedly doing here, stalking these hackers, is it legal?
Oh, it's not happening in America, I don't think. So
Well, if this happened in America, if Neymon was a U.S. citizen and lived in the U.S., would this be illegal?
it'd be weird, but I don't think it would be illegal because they're private citizens. They can do that. I don't see how it would be illegal. No.
Well, since it's probably not legal, this means
not illegal.
Confirmed.
It's like, despite the fact that what this legal whatever said, it's totally illegal, unconstitutional, breaks every single amendment.
I mean, first of all, I don't know what to call you because you're like, one day you're like, oh, I passed the bar, but then I'm like, oh, so you're a lawyer, and then you're like, no, not really, not yet. I have to. Okay, so you're a legal expert. No, you can't say that. Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck to call you, Eric. I'll just call you our legal whatever. You're okay with that?
I'm okay with being a legal whatever until January, midway through January. Then you could call me a legal something that's not that.
For now, he's our resident past the bar man.
Yeah, I have to get sworn in. I'll get sworn in next month.
Okay, yeah, but what I was leading to before I was interrupted was that
by the person you asked the question to.
He was interrupted because you didn't give him the answer he had already prepared for.
Yeah, it's hella illegal. Go ahead.
No, since this is perfectly legal by all standards to stalk somebody through the internet and in real life, here's Here's my theory. Now, is it possible that other companies are doing this as well? Is it possible that Sony is doing this with prominent, I don't know, PSP hackers, whatever? Is it possible Microsoft is doing this? Who knows? What do you guys think?
I mean, they took GeoHot to town. GeoHot, who is also mentioned in this Belgian Waffle, which makes me just think that, yeah, they're all stalking us. Everyone is watching through your window, making to see if you've got a folder of bad stuff or of Animal Crossing.cia files.
Or of both. Or
single zip.
Preferably in one zip file. That wasn't my joke. That was Alan John's joke.
Anyways, but yeah, actually funny that you mentioned the bad stuff situation. After this thing popped up, if this is real, if Nintendo Yakuza ninjas actually legitimately do this all the time, you know, that conspiracy theory that I laughed at, that people are planting stuff, bad stuff on hackers' hard drives, it just got like 1% more plausible. That's all I'm gonna say, because
it went from 0% plausible to 1% plausible because that's not happening.
I'd rather think it went from negative 1% plausible to 0% plausible.
Exactly. It's like, that's not happening, okay? Get over yourself.
Don't make it a thing.
At least now you have like an argument about it. Like, oh yeah, well, Nintendo doesn't plant stuff. Okay, well, how about this? Look, they literally stalked a guy in Belgium for days.
But they didn't plant bad stuff on him.
If this hadn't come out and someone had a conspiracy theory that they were being stalked by Nintendo, would you be as dismissive of it as you were the bad stuff?
Yeah.
Exactly, you would. So maybe, like, would you say that this would be equally as likely as the bad stuff planting?
I'm feeling personally attacked over here. It's like, I'm not prepared to answer these questions.
I've clearly only shown up to fight with Eric today.
It was all because of that swirly.
Yeah, it's the only reason I bothered to stick around.
As an end cap to the whole weird leak, I just want to talk about page 12 of Belgian Waffle that says, review the risk of... And it says, negative PR. We may get backlash from hackers. Averted. Cyber attack to Nintendo. Leak of personal info. Averted.
Hell yeah.
So I think they need to go back and edit their 2013 document because I think they got backlash. I think the hacking community is upset, and they did get leaked.
Yeah, Jason Allen needs to update this presentation.
Gosh, Jason Allen, where are you?
He's like, they're like, yeah, bad PR from hackers averted. Put on the sunglasses. It's like, yeah, we did it. We averted that. And now they had no idea that all it would take was several years. But there's your backlash.
There's one small thing in this document that I find really funny where they talk about carrots when they're talking to Nimad, which I guess is like the carrot rather than the stick, like they're trying to draw him in. But it's really weird when they keep saying, like, the team will approach Nimad re-carrots. And, like, it's like they're using this weird code that makes me really uncomfortable. It's like when there's, like, girls on fucking Craigslist that'll sleep with people and they're like, oh, I'll do it for 100 roses. Like, it's got this real seedy, like, just creepy vibe to it that I don't like at all. And they're like, please approach Nimad and offer him the carrots.
It's like with those Democratic senators that kept emailing each other about pizza.
Yeah, the cheese pizza.
Yeah. You want to go for some cheese pizza?
Okay, we're not talking about fucking Pizzagate on the podcast.
Eric gets upset, the podcast.
Eric, did Nintendo plant a basement in the pizzeria? And that's why it wasn't there when that dude went looking for it.
The Clintons are eating babies in the basement. Anyway.
Nintendo, the Clintons hacked the Switch. They're working on the miracle unit right now.
Who do you think Yellow's 8 really was?
Fucking Epstein saw Jason Allen outside his window, and that's why.
Going back to that PowerPoint, it's the Sky 3DS with the question mark. I just figured it out. It was Hill Dog the whole time. She's like, I don't know about Pokemon Go, but I do know about pirating Pokemon
X and Y.
Yeah.
X and Y.
It would be awesome if she came out and she was like, voting for me is the gateway 3DS to a healthy democracy.
Oh my gosh, would you guys vote for her if she came out and said that?
I would move to the States. I would take the citizenship test. I would make sure I could vote for her.
That reminds me, wasn't she like one of the people who like really
was eating babies?
About
Yeah,
that
I
whole
think so.
about the whole hot coffee situation?
Guys, it's called pizza. Can't you keep up the code?
I don't even. I'm done.
Sorry, what were you
I'm
saying?
done.
The hot coffee thing?
In San Andreas and how video games are like destroying society or whatever.
Was she involved in
Yeah.
that? I didn't know. Is she the one that found
I'm
it on
pretty
the
sure.
unused content on the disc?
Because she's a mega hacker. She hacked it.
Oh my God.
She's been involved in this since the PS2 era.
I mean, we've all played the Hot Clinton mod, right?
Oh my God. She probably developed that video game, that Flash game where you beat up George Bush.
I'm surprised she hasn't made a release of Socks the Cat for the Super Nintendo yet, all things considered. You never heard of that game? There was a game based off of Bill Clinton's cat for the Super Nintendo, but it never got released. It's called Socks the Cat. It's a real game.
That is the peak 90s.
That reference was too far away from me.
I can't believe you guys didn't know about Socks the Cat.
No.
You guys are...
So anyway, you're listening to the Clinton News Network podcast.
GBAtemp recommends Socks the Cat.
Dude, if there's a release of it, I'm totally going to do that for 2024 election.
Yes. When Hacker Clinton wins.
She's back. Yeah, it's called Socks the Cat Rocks the Hill.
Oh my gosh,
Nice.
he's sitting in Bill Clinton's saxophone.
I can't believe you guys have never heard of this. It's amazing.
Wouldn't that hurt?
Sitting in a saxophone? Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Apparently it is online. There's a ROM of it somewhere online.
Leaked by Hillary Clinton.
Don't ask for it on GBAtemp.
Yeah, don't ask for it.
However, it will be in a new GBAtemp recommends.
Legally, we swear. Please don't kill us, Mrs. Hillary.
Mrs.
Mrs. Hill.
Who do you think put the ROM up?
Oh, I mean, it had to have been Clinton, right? She's at the core of all of this.
Yeah, it's a cute cat.
Yeah, he's all right.
I find it hilarious how last episode we had people criticizing our conspiracy theories, saying that they were a little bit too outlandish, but I don't know, just think
These
about
are completely believable, guys. Gosh, if you don't understand this,
You guys don't want to hear my outlandish Clinton theories, okay? These are the normal ones. These are my believable ones. I don't know. I still can't get over this document. Like, it's... I don't know, man. Like, some of the stuff in here where they're, like, running through different scenarios, because they'll lay stuff out like, oh, well, we'll approach him with this and say, like, call us later, and, like, if you don't... But then they have, like, alternate scenarios where, like, this is what we do if he calls, this is what we do if he doesn't. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I can believe this is real.
this is Nintendo's elaborate Yellow's 8X Nymod fan fiction.
Yeah.
This is part of my headcanon.
Another great part of this is it says that we will leverage Nymod to influence hacker community.
I don't even know who he is. He's not going to influence... Well, I guess I'm not part of the hacker community, am I?
Nintendo failed on that front.
like, imagine a prominent 3DS hacker comes out and he says, okay, guys, how about we stop this? Let's just stop looking into the 3DS. I mean, come on, you can't crack it. Just give up. Please, I'm Namod. Listen to me. I'm the best hacker in the world. It's impossible. That would be kind of fishy.
Didn't Namod sort of drop off the face of the earth around the time that Gateway 3DS became a thing? There's a conspiracy theory for you right there.
Oh.
He is Gateway.
Whoa.
And Gateway was confirmed to be SX, right?
It was.
Gateway was an inside job. That's all.
Nymod was Gary Bowser the whole time.
That's how he leveraged the community. He even brought in his cousin Doug Bowser to be the CEO of Nintendo of America. It works out, guys. All the puzzle pieces fit right together.
This is amazing.
Oh, man. And Clinton was behind it all.
Now, if this isn't exclusive content, I don't know what is.
You heard it here first.
We're cracking the case. Awkward silence.
Yeah, I think now it's a little time for the KFC.
Eric, do you have a good transition?
If you've got a good segue.
Loving that KFC. Ooh, finger licking good. What the fuck was that, Eric? Jesus Christ, you make another fucking Gigaleak at the desk. Like, control yourself, for Christ's sake.
That's the transition.
Please keep that in.
Oh, it's in.
Didn't like Eric's weird. It made me very uncomfortable. Just in the middle of the podcast, one of your fucking co-hosts. It was a little weird for me personally.
Yeah, so on that topic, have you guys ever...
Speaking of the KFC console.
Have you guys ever been gaming and you figure, you know what? My hands are sticking to the controller too much. I need some slide. I need some grease. So you reach for your nearest KFC chicken. So to get that nice grease going on your fingers so that you can, control the controller more smoothly. But you find, my KFC has gone cold. Well, Colonel Sanders himself came up with the solution.
Colonel Sanders partnered with Hillary Clinton to bring you the best emulation.
The KFConsole. Now, greatest console of all time. It's got a spot so that you could store your KFC trademark chicken. So it keeps nice and hot, nice and greasy. So you could pick that up, rub your hands all over it, and then go right back to your controller.
Go right back to playing Smash Bros. Melee.
Yeah, exactly. No, you can't play that on PC unless you emulate it, which is Nintendo doesn't like that.
But I mean, I just feel like Grease and Melee players is a match made in heaven, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, this podcast hitting all the worst hits.
Fuck them all. Fuck everyone. I don't give a fuck anymore.
We're going to have to make another apology video. Sorry. Melee players don't always not shower. But they do always eat greasy fried chicken while they're playing playing Melee. So, anyway, Colonel Sanders is here to help. If you give them money, you get the KFC console. That's a real thing, I guess? What do you guys think?
I'm really interested in it. It does seem like an interesting kind of market disruption thing to have a thing in your console that generates heat and keeps things really hot as opposed to having fans. I think I'm interested where they're going with that. That's the main thing that's drawing me towards this console, and I'm interested to see how that'll work out.
I want to know what the heck KFC said to Cooler Master to get them to partner up for this. Like, how did I want to see a document leak of those talks, please.
Yeah.
We keep your computer nice and hot. Don't worry. There's no fans in sight.
They should have formed a subsidiary company called Cooker Master.
Exactly. It's like the back of it's not water cooled as much as it is soda cooled, but there's a spot where you can stick the straw in. That would be great.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'm just glad we finally have some competition this gen because, kind of lonely with just the PS5 dominating. So I'm glad there's more competition.
Well, I think it's good that you're going to be able to sort of store your Kentucky Fried Chicken in the KFC console instead of having to put it in your Xbox Series X fridge. It's like, that way it stays nice and hot and fresh. And yeah, I don't know. Plus it's more convenient because it's right there while you're gaming, while you're playing a Colonel Sanders mobile game on your console.
On your 4K 240 FPS capable KFC console.
Mm-hmm. Still better than whatever the NX was apparently going to be.
Yeah, instead of 240 FPS, it was 240p. Just.
Oh, Nintendo, I'm so glad you didn't release that trash.
I would have bought the KFConsole over that, honestly.
I think everyone would have bought the KFConsole. Do you think scalpers will get to the KFConsole?
That's what I was about to ask. Yeah, do you think... I would love to see that, honestly. Like, these going for like 1,500.
I guarantee that scalpers are going to go after it. Remember when Popeyes came out with their chicken sandwich? People went in, bought a bunch of them, and scalped chicken sandwiches on the street, selling them for like $15. That's a real thing. You think that that's not going to happen with the KFConsole?
Did people really do that on the street?
Yes,
that sounds
they actually
amazing.
did.
Oh my god, I would. Were there stories of like those guys getting mugged for their chicken sandwiches?
Oh, I hope.
Probably. I mean, yeah, you could look. I mean, look it up. I'm not making this up. In the especially really big cities, like you could not get the Popeyes chicken sandwich. You could get them now, and they're
What the fuck is wrong with people?
pretty good. They're not great.
Who cares about a chicken sandwich? Are you fucking kidding me? Is this real?
Especially when Chick-fil-A is better in every way.
Alan John, what's wrong with you? Have you not ever heard of chicken on a sandwich before? Well, of course, people were going crazy for it.
Also, we don't talk about Chick-fil-A on this podcast. Okay, that's
Yeah.
kind of yeah. We don't.
We're anti-Christian. Sorry.
Whoa, no, we're not.
You didn't know that, but yeah. Sorry, just don't mention that again.
Can't stop me. I'm ordering Chick-fil-A right now to our offices in Texas.
It's okay. The delivery driver will probably get killed on the way. So.
Not again.
Okay, that's getting cut. That's getting cut.
Because if he doesn't, I'm gonna fucking take it. No, never mind. Sorry.
Whoa, Eric, calm down, please.
It's my pitch perfect Eric Sander impression.
What were we talking about?
Chick-fil-A.
Popeyes?
We were talking about, also the Szechuan sauce at McDonald's. You couldn't get that because
Oh,
people were
Jesus.
scalping it because of Rick and Morty.
Talk about
So-
greasy Melee players.
Did people scalp the Burger King Xbox games back in the day? Or were they everywhere?
They were everywhere.
Oh man, those were at Goodwill stacked in droves. I remember going to Goodwill as like a 15-year-old and I just saw like 50,000 copies of the Burger King mascot on the Xbox 360.
Are those games backwards compatible?
Gosh, I hope so. They better be. They better run on the Xbox Series X.
I vaguely remember Sneak King being good, which I think everybody says, but it's not. I don't remember that being terrible.
What are you guys talking about?
You don't know about these?
So are you telling me that you didn't go to McDonald's back in the early 2000s to get a Mighty Kids meal and it comes with Yu-Gi-Oh! Music to duel by? Because I did that and I scalped that. I have so many Music to Duel by CDs. It's really great.
Music to Duel By is the greatest title of anything I've ever heard.
Okay, you know what? After this podcast, I'm gonna show you my favorite one. It's when Yugi has to duel his very best friend Joey. It's friggin' amazing. It's like Sonic Butt Rock. It's amazing.
Oh, that sounds fabulous.
Sonic butt rock.
That'll be our holiday jingle intro theme.
Holiday Jam 2020. Music to Duel By.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know how the copyright works on that. I don't think that's gonna happen.
We're going to get taken down by YouTube.
Time to duel.
It's called No Matter What. Just there you go. Music to Duel by No Matter What. Look it up afterwards. You'll not regret it.
Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, what were we talking about again?
We were talking about the KFConsole.
Popeyes, KFC.
KFConsole. What is there to say about the KFConsole? Hey, yeah, KFConsole. Funny meme. Haha.
It is pretty funny meme.
That's not a bad meme. Seen worse.
Better than Wendy's mascot being a gamer girl.
Was that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I opened up Uber Eats, there was like this like very anime looking Wendy's mascot holding an Xbox controller being like, get a discount, order in so you don't have to stop playing your Call of Duty game. Only at Wendy's.
I hate those ads.
Is Wendy's 18?
It's been around for more than 18 years, so definitely.
No. I mean, like the character. Like, is she?
She didn't look like it, I guess. I don't know. Well, maybe the gamer girl version of her is.
Was she like a gamer girl, like just an average gamer girl, or does she have an OnlyFans? You know what I mean?
I was like, what are you getting at?
I don't fucking know. We're talking about the KFConsole.
Did you ever hear of that My Little Pony spinoff they did, where they made all the horses real girls for the creepy dudes that are into them, so they didn't have to feel weird for being into horses anymore?
Okay, yeah. No, I haven't heard of that. But I'm looking at the Wendy's gamer girl. Like, what is she doing that supposedly is gaming.
She's on her hardcore
She's on her
gamer phone.
No gamer holds their phone with only one hand. That's not a real game.
Her red magic
5S.
gaming phone. Sponsored by.
Oh, wait, maybe she's playing Super Mario Run. You can play that with one hand.
Oh, snap.
I mean, I expected her to have those headphones, that headset with the
the Razor
cat
Kraken.
ears.
Turtle Beach. Oh,
Yeah. Who the fuck is this?
Tfue? I don't know.
Tfue.
Tfue.
I've never heard of him.
Tfue meal.
I think he's some sort of gamer. Look at all these Wendy's.
for context, Alan John, you're gonna have to throw these up on the screen if you're listening to the audio. You.
Oh my gosh. Look at all these hardcore gaming dudes hanging out with their high C and with the Wendy's gamer girl.
I don't get this. I've never understood when fast food. I mean, I guess it makes sense to market itself towards gamers because they probably eat crappy food, but it's like, I don't know. It's just such a weird thing to me to like go that all in on it. It's a Twitch streaming event. So do they sponsor? Like, did they have like a gaming tournament or something?
Oh gosh, I wonder if the official Wendy's Twitch, is that a thing? I really hope it is.
It's definitely been abandoned for at least 3 years, but it probably exists.
There's going to start being Wendy's like gaming competitions. The KFConsole is banned. You're not allowed to use it, but yeah, everything else is fair game. They're like our meat is fresh, never frozen. KFC, I don't know what's going on over there.
They'll be storing frozen meat in there.
You've been listening to the Fast Food Podcast where we talk about McDonald's and Wendy's and KFC and not Chick-fil-A.
How is this even possible? We have only 2 topics and we're already an hour in. How the
Because it's the best 2 topics consisting of pizza and Hillary Clinton and KFC.
Hey, while we're talking about weird sponsorships, why is Mountain Dew always like this extreme like gamer brand that they have going where they're like, yeah, Mountain Dew, stay in the game, but like Mountain Dew is the most, it sounds like such a chill name, doesn't it? Like it makes me think of like being on top of a mountain and there's this like misty dew coming in and like it's just like a calm like breezy day. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you guys ever think that was weird?
Based on name alone, it sounds like a competitor to like Evian or Fiji.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Mountain
And
Dew.
I didn't even know. I thought like the whole Mountain Dew soda drinkers or gamers is like a total meme, but it's not. If you check that like GBAtemp thread that was like, what's your soda of choice? Like 90% of the answers were Mountain Dew, and I was just sitting there with my Dr. Pepper like, what the crap, guys? I didn't think you all drank Mountain Dew, you weirdos.
they're sheep. They just bought in to the marketing hype.
And then Sierra Mist it's like Sierra Mist and Mountain Dew, but then you think Mountain Dew Voltage and Mountain Dew Code Red.
Yeah, it's so
like,
weird.
whoa,
It makes
they
no
got
sense to me.
it's like, well, then why is this Mountain Dew purple? It's like, but at least you have the Baja Blast. Oh, man.
Baja Blast is f***ing fantastic. Nothing that says
It is,
Taco
it
Bell
is.
original on it should be tolerable, but Baja Blast is incredible. I love Baja Blast.
Yeah. I was about to try to make a joke about Baja Blast, and then I realized, I actually really like Baja Blast.
I love Baja Blast so much.
I had no idea what you guys are talking
Meanwhile, in Texas, our competitor to Mountain Dew is called Squirt.
Squirt.
Dude, I love Squirt. I love Squirt.
It says Squirt, and then the description, normally it's like lemon lime drink or something. It just says caffeine-free thirst quencher. It's the drink equivalent of just being like cough syrup. Like it tastes bad, but it works. Just like this will get rid of your thirst for basic human sustenance.
Squirt is so painfully lemony, though. It's like it does kind of burn you when you drink Squirt.
You might as well just eat a straight up lemon. It's the same feeling.
Don't even peel it. Just chuck the whole thing in your mouth.
Speaking of that, I did actually legitimately do that recently on my YouTube channel. There's an unlisted video on my YouTube channel where I eat an entire lemon. How the fuck do you guys know?
It's unlisted. We would have no way of finding it.
Hillary Clinton told me.
She hacked your YouTube, bro.
Yeah, so speaking of Squirt,
Squirtle.
Mountain Dew tastes like radioactive piss to me.
It's not very good.
making a squirt.
A little while ago, I was hanging out with some friends and they were playing a drinking game, and I don't drink, so I used Mountain Dew instead, and I did really, really bad, and I drank about 2 liters of Mountain Dew in 15 minutes, and I woke up more hungover than either of them the next day. Like, I felt like absolute crap for a full day.
That's an insulin crash right there. That's not good.
Oh, it was horrible. I will never do it again. Like, I've since drank and I'm like, it's fine, whatever, maybe I'll do it again. But like, the Mountain Dew I'm staying away from, that thing was a nightmare. That was a horrible experience.
Driven away.
Yeah, never again. Never forget.
I've never actually had Mountain Dew. I've only had the Baja Blast because I was at Taco Bell and I was like, gosh dang it, I need something to drink and none of these options look okay. And I took a chance on the Baja Blast and I was like, this is actually not bad.
I like it. Do they still sell it separately? Because it was here for like a month or two and then I haven't seen it since, and it upsets me every time. I want to try it again.
It was a limited Walmart exclusive run.
Oh, it wasn't Walmart exclusive here, because we had it in like convenience stores and drugstores and everything, but that sucks.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a Walmart exclusive, but I do know that it was a limited edition thing. I wonder if people scalped it.
Isn't it comforting to an extent where, like, in the video game industry, you hear about, like, certain content being exclusive to other, certain platforms, or a game is exclusive to this or that, and then, like, you're like, man, like, this is so screwed up. I bet this doesn't happen in other stuff. And then you look at the fast food industry, and it's like, Baja Blast, a Taco Bell original, exclusive to Walmart, like, pre-order for an extra 500 milliliter.
You're right.
I guess it's nice to know everything is terrible. Every industry is just doing the same crap.
Capitalism was a mistake.
Oh, big time.
You're listening to the official communist podcast of the CCP.
Yeah, they got to us after we went after them for devotion last week. They stalked us and approached us, and we had to sign an NDA. Jason Allen is now working for the CCP. That's why they can't find him in Nintendo.
Is this original enough of a podcast for you cowards? You're getting exclusive news here.
No lie, this is my favorite podcast because we haven't talked barely about any gaming news. Screw the gaming industry.
It sucks. Gaming news is exclusive to every other podcast except ours.
GBAtemp was a temporary name. Now we're KFCtemp.
Oh, yeah.
I like that you didn't get rid of the temp part. So I guess this is also still a temporary name.
It'll take another 20 years.
We could be like KFCBA.
I think we just came up with a good April Fool's joke.
KFCBA. Guys, what's your favorite fast food?
Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A!
Whoa, what? Wow. We don't have Chick-fil-A here. Is it that good? Because like people seem to go nuts for it.
It is worth every little bite. I'm literally buying Chick-fil-A right now. I'm going to kill another driver for it.
Good luck cutting around that now and then. Is it... Sorry. Fuck you. Are they still closed on Sundays? Because that seems crazy to me.
Yes, they are.
Because like they must make how much money do they give up on a Sunday, man? Like it's got to be I don't know. I can't wrap my head around that. I mean, good for them. I mean, on one hand, I like the idea of a company that stands up for their principles and it's not all about money. Obviously, I don't believe in all of Chick-fil-A's principles as a corporation. But I guess I like the idea that there is a company out there that puts something above money, even if it is hating the gays. Listen, it's a start. It's something.
Listen, their chicken sandwich is enough to convert me.
Like you said, convert to convert me from not hating gays to hating gays.
Yes, exactly. You heard it here first. This is GBAtemp's official gay-hating podcast.
Gay-hating temp.
So I did this last time, but now I have to once again say the views of Chari and Steven and Alan John do not reflect the views of Eric Xander Esquire. I do not eat at Chick-fil-A. I do not shop at Hobby Lobby. These guys are their own selves. I'm distancing myself from this.
Is Chick-fil-A a straight exclusive restaurant? Like,
God damn it.
Straight exclusive. That just fucking hit me. I'm so stupid.
Delayed reaction.
I'd like to apologize to all of our gay listeners. I'm sorry, but chicken's good. Sorry. What can I say?
It is.
Yeah, come on. You guys, I mean, they know. They know it's good. You guys can have some Chick-fil-A. Just keep it on the DL. Don't tell anyone.
I'm too woke for this.
Oh, God. What the fuck?
This is the mess of messes.
Oh, man. Are there any really pro-gay fast food restaurants that we can support, like, not instead of Chick-fil-A? I'm not willing to give up our Chick-fil-A love.
No.
I've never had Chick-fil-A. They don't even exist in my country, but...
Well, judging by these images, I think Wendy's is pretty, pro-gamer. Oh,
you think? Is Wendy's, is Wendy part of the community?
Well, they're pro-gamer, so I don't know what the fuck joke to make here. So.
About a year ago, I guess Chick-fil-A stopped donating to anti-gay organizations, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, guilt-free chicken eating.
Nice.
That's one way to put it.
That's really all the gay community is striving for is guilt-free chicken eating.
You're listening to the Fried Chicken Podcast.
I know what I'm doing after the podcast.
You're marching down to America to get some Chick-fil-A.
Hop in a boat. That's the thing, man. I can't even drive. I would DoorDash it over the border, but I can't. You can't drive to me. There's no bridge. You gotta take a boat. It sucks.
Where do you live?
I live in Newfoundland.
There are no bridges?
No, we don't have a bridge. I live in Newfoundland, big island like way off the east coast of Canada. So they were talking about building a bridge at one point, but no one cared, so they didn't do it.
They're like building a bridge to Newfoundland. That's like building a bridge to nowhere.
Exactly.
Back to American politics.
Did they ever build that bridge to Hawaii? Weren't they talking about that at one point?
How would you do that?
To Hawaii? Like not in between the islands? Like you mean like
No, from California to Hawaii.
Yeah, I don't think that's been built.
Oh, well, that's sad. That's too bad.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that Newfoundland. Yeah,
It's a pretty lazy name, but we were one of the first places discovered in the New World. So this came over and they're like, holy shit, like this is new. Like this is definitely the only thing we're going to find over here.
I'm just excited to find not yet found land.
Dude, we have the worst names. There's a town in Newfoundland called Dildo for some reason. I don't really know why. But that's a real thing. We have the worst names.
I'm looking at the map right now. There's this town called Placentia. What the fuck happened there?
Yeah, there's Placentia. There's an island called Random Island. My favorite one is there's a town called Bay d'Espoir, which was founded as the French as Bay d'Espoir, which means Bay of Hope. But the English took it over and just tried to pronounce it phonetically and completely reversed the whole meaning.
Bay d'Espoir.
I'm a big fan of that one. Yeah, Bay d'Espoir. I feel like I fucking lived my whole life in Bay d'Espoir, honestly. Alan John's going to call his editing bay for this episode Bay d'Espoir as he tries to salvage something coherent out of this.
You're listening to the Geography Podcast.
GBAtemp.
What do you think the G in GBAtemp stood for? Oh, well, now we're KFC temp.
Yeah, that's right.
Bacon Cove. There's a Bacon Cove in Newfoundland. What the That's fascinating.
Yeah, we got some weird ones. There's like I said, we got Random Island. We got like Joe Bat's arm and Billy Bob's leg and like Tim Toe's Took and whatever the fuck. Like just weird names. I made up some of those, but
wait. So how do you get on the island? There's no bridge.
Yeah, you gotta fly or get in a boat. There's a big boat. I also love Newfoundland because we have a small island called Bell Island, and we all make fun of it like the rest of Canada makes fun of us. We have our own little shitty island that we make fun of. They're the only spot in World War II that damaged their own land. They shot a cannon off of Bell Island and hit the coast of Newfoundland.
Oh.
So it's pretty awesome. I love Bell Island.
That's a little sad.
They're awesome. They're trying their best down there in Bell Island. Sorry to all of our Bell Island listeners.
All 0 of you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think like 35 people live on Bell Island.
We hate them all.
I mean, I saw the statistics once. There's like 12% of our listeners are from Canada, so I think that's pretty much just you and your friends, though.
Me and the 2 dudes that listen, yeah.
How do we end this?
We're all trying to find a way to get back to something relevant.
Find a way out of this.
It's a good thing you said you're going to have twice the amount of time to edit this thing now, John, because it's going to end up being a 20-minute episode that takes like 4 times as long to edit.
This is going to be my magnum opus. And, next week, when you're going to be editing, I'm going to make sure it's going to be an enjoyable experience.
I'm not going to allow any of this shit to happen. I'm going to keep us all on track. You're the host, dude. You got to stop us from going on these wild tangents where, like, Eric was talking about Sky 3DS or whatever bullshit he was going on with.
I was like, at least that was relevant to gaming. Spent half this time talking about Newfoundland.
Fuck you.
The fuck? We're talking about Squirt.
Squirt's awesome.
At least I was talking about gaming.
It is the gamer drink of all gamer girls.
Squirt. Oh god.
Wait, do they serve Squirt at Wendy's?
Yeah, does Wendy squirt?
Come on, keep it classy. At least.
All right.
This is a professional
Please
content
end
podcast.
this.
Okay, wait, listen.
I'd rather not listen.
Whoa, I never noticed this. Said add a do 2 your combo for the perfect assist. Not only is this a terrible ad, but they've said 2 twice. It's amazing. Did you guys see what Cherry put in the Discord?
Add a dude 2-2.
Do 2 your combo for the perfect assist.
I'm going to have to put this one as well. Fuck.
I can't wait to see the thumbnail for this episode.
Oh, Jesus.
A map of Newfoundland. And like and a picture of Hillary Clinton.
Bottles of all lemon lime soda.
Map of Newfoundland, a picture of Hillary Clinton playing her 3DS. All right, let's Pokemon Go to the ending of this podcast.
Wait. I still want to talk about Cyberpunk 2077. Last podcast, I was interrupted, so now I have like an entire hour or so.
Oh, shoot. We're all out of time. Sorry, guys. So that was the GBAtemp, Tempcast, KFCcast, whatever
Christmas
else
party.
we want to call it, Christmas party.
Yeah, Merry
thank
Christmas,
you for
everybody.
listening, and
Yeah,
happy
Merry
holidays
Christmas.
as well.
For 2 days ago, happy belated
And-
Christmas, I guess.
And that's that. So bye. Love you.
Bye.
I hate my life.
Oh my gosh, this is the best podcast I've ever been on.